Hey y'all, Jamie O here, and today I'll be sharing how you can reduce cholesterol and increase metabolism with one simple spice. Hey y'all, so actually growing up, I hated fennel. My grandmother used to make her own sausage, and I've since learned that I think it was the way she was using it that I didn't like it. Everyone else loved it, but I wasn't a fan. So since then, I've learned how to use fennel in a way that I do like. I realized a few years back how much I really enjoy Italian sausage, especially on my pizza. And so I started recently learning more about fennel, how you can add it to different dishes, the benefits of it. And so actually I learned that the way my grandmother was using fennel, she actually used the whole plant. So fennel is one of those herbs that is also a spice. An herb is basically any plant where you can use the leaves and possibly even the roots as a seasoning for a dish. Spices actually come from the seed of the plant. And so with fennel, you can actually use the leaves, the bulbs, and the seeds. And actually, you can even use the pollen as an herb or a spice. So fennel is very versatile, and each part of the plant has its own unique flavor. And so the reason I don't think I like the sausages that my grandmother made was because she mostly used the leaves and the bulbs for it, versus I actually like the flavors that come from the seed of it. Fennel tastes a lot like licorice, and to me, the seed actually has more of a sweeter licorice taste, less that strong bite that you see in maybe like a black licorice, and more like the sweet notes of licorice that you would get more in, like, say, like a cherry or something like that. Whereas the bulbs and the leaves of the fennel actually have a very strong, especially the bulbs, a very strong licorice taste, more like what you would get in, say, a black licorice. While they're kind of similar, they're just different levels of intensity of that flavor. So you can pair fennel with pretty much any vegetable. You can have fennel salads, especially with the bulbs of it. You can shave them off, put them in your salad, pair it with apple. You can also pair it with citrus fruits. It works very well with citrus fruit. And as far as meats go, you pretty much use it in pork or chicken. Sometimes people will put it with lamb, but I would mostly stay with pork or chicken and any kind of sausage you're making. So if you're making a vegan sausage with tofu or a chicken sausage or turkey sausage, you can put it with any kind of sausage. But as far as just being a seasoning on a meat dish, I would stick with chicken or pork. Today's recipe is super easy. I like it because it uses the fennel in a way that even vegetarians can get that taste of Italian sausage if that's something that they like. I was actually a pescatarian for quite a few years, and sometimes I really miss it. But I actually chose to go back to eating meat when I moved back home after college, which was kind of a hard thing for me, but my family didn't fully understand pescatarianism, and so it was just easier, more cost effective at the time. And since I moved out, I haven't really picked it back up. But anyway, so today's recipe actually speaks to one of my pet peeves. So I hate it when people use canned tomato sauce. I understand that you don't always have time to make your own tomato sauce, but a lot of people think that it's hard or it's expensive, that it takes a lot of time. And yes, it does get better as time goes on. So like, say you made it today and you let it sit to tomorrow, it's going to taste better. But that's with a lot of foods. Actually, making tomato sauce only takes about really 10 minutes. The biggest part is letting it sit so that you can taste it to see if you need to adjust anything. But honestly, overall, it takes maybe 10 minutes. You basically really only need either crushed tomatoes or tomato paste. I prefer to use both, but you really only need one or the other, and some spices. That's pretty much it. If you want to make this vegetarian, of course, leave the meat out of it. And it's super versatile. You can use it as a side sauce. You can use it to make spaghetti, lasagna, or just a dipping sauce. It's one of the beautiful things about tomato sauce is you can use it for pretty much anything, and it's a whole new dish. You can even use it as a base for some chili, and adding the fennel just makes it even that much better for you. So let's get started. fiber, and fiber actually naturally reduces the total amount of cholesterol in your blood, thus decreasing your risk for heart disease. And this actually goes for if you're using the seed or the whole plant, but of course the whole plant, the bulbs, the leaves, has more fiber than the seed. Fennel also helps to boost metabolism because it's high in vitamin B6, which helps to increase energy in your body via your metabolism. So basically, fennel helps to more quickly break down carbohydrates and proteins and turn them into glucose and amino acids, which your body uses as energy, versus having to wait for it to break down more slowly. So basically, if you add fennel to any of the dishes or any of the foods that I mentioned earlier, you'll basically be boosting your metabolism and reducing your cholesterol at the same time, making almost every food naturally metabolism boosting and heart healthy. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, please comment below. If you want to learn more about spices that can help you to lose weight effortlessly, I wrote a whole ebook about it, and the link for it is down below to get your free copy. As always, a special thank you to my patrons on Patreon for helping to make this video possible, and see y'all next time.